Okay, it's episode 2 time of Only Friends Dream On. This one's called Act 2 Characters Background. Let's get into it. Also, if you guys know I do fun facts on my other channel, just go there at Samantha the Introvert channel 2. I also do prediction on that channel, so basically I've watched this drama. I've watched the episode and everything that I said so far has come true. But hey, if you don't know, go test it. You can test me again because I'm gonna do episode 3 on my other channel at Samantha the Introvert channel 2. Let's get into it. Okay, so in episode 2 we get to see 2 years before all the problems of Jack and Dean, and in here Jack and Dean are in a relationship. They're having their first anniversary. Still, I don't understand how they broke up, but then again, throughout the entire thing, I feel like Jack is the one that broke up with Dean. Anyways, in this part, they are definitely in university, and Jack is definitely in his directing era, but he's talking to Dean about his idea about Romeo and Juliet. He said he wants to turn it into something where love wins in this drama, and that he wants to be like a same-sex romance. Okay, so I think I should mainly tell you one thing about this Romeo thing that he had. He had this idea for like 2 years, and he didn't even think about doing it until the last minute. So he knew he wanted to call it Romeo and Romeo, but he didn't like know how to come about it until 2 years later. And yet, even in then, Dean is still in the lead. Greatest thing about this episode too is that the intro took 4 minutes in. The first one, it was 11 minutes in, so I was like, are we gonna wait 11 minutes? Nope, it's 4 minutes, then the intro. Okay, now we're in the present day, and in the present day, remember last episode we had sex last night? Yes, Dean was completely drunk, but not drunk enough to know who he's having sex with. Yes, still, I don't understand this relationship. This is the problem with you, Jack. You keep rolling him in and you don't know when to say stop, because what? You secretly want this. You is some secret. None of this makes sense. Okay, so we finally woke up and saw the damage that happened, literally. So now Dean over here thinking just because he has sex with Jack, he thinks that maybe he got the part, because remember, homeboy sold his body just to get that part. And Jack is like, okay, I'll think about it. I haven't made my decision yet, but don't worry, you're getting the part. Like, how is this even? I don't get you, Jack. I just don't get you, because if you're doing exactly what Dean wants, it means you secretly do not want to end the relationship, even though you guys are ending the relationship, and clearly you're making everyone around you realizing that there is a possibility that you guys are getting back together. Okay, it seems like we're gonna get this part of the clips in every episode. We're gonna call this like their confession booth, because every time we're gonna see them talk about what happened or what's this. Anyways, this is where Dean says, you know what, I always get my way because I know what to do, what to say to Jack to get my way, indicating he knows he's gonna get the play, because let's be honest, he always does, and Jack always give in because Jack secretly, or he does love him. There's no secret, he does love him, he's just hiding the fact that he does. Okay, so Arnold is doing his auditions. Remember, Tua was the one that gave him the link to come inside to get auditioned for the play, and Tua kind of promised him 20,000 baht. But anyways, he's doing it, but he's not getting the right expression that Jack needs. So Jack decided to come up with an idea to make Arnold improvise, and with that he asked none other than his best friend Tua to improvise with him, although Tua is kind of nervous because he's standing next to the guy he likes, but then again, it's the only way things will work. Okay, so Jack told them to improvise, act like everything is normal. Jack told Tua to stand in front of him, make it look romantic, make Arnold touch him, make his heart melt. I'm like, Jack, you have no idea. Standing next to him makes him ready to faint. You realizing you just put someone right next to someone that they liked already got an heart attack, but touching him, oh, you're done. Okay, so the improvisation thing is going very well. Arnold is talking to Tua, asking Tua how long they know each other, which is 4 years. And then Arnold is like, out of all those years, how many times have you been riding my motorbike? And Tua is like, I don't know, I haven't noticed. And then Arnold's like 42 times because Homeboy's been counting. And then they start proceeding to talk about things. Then Arnold burst out saying that he likes Tua and asks Tua if he likes him. And I mean, Jack already sees what's going on and stopped it before Tua actually confessed his feelings. Let's be honest. Am I the only one that thought that Arnold used that confession thing as an excuse as improvise? Like, I know this boy likes him, but no, he literally just confessed to the guy. But because they're acting, they don't know that this confession was real. You know what's funny? Tua is here talking about it's lucky that Jack stopped the entire thing before things get worse, and also saying that he doesn't think Jack knows about his feelings. My friend, do you know who his ex was? You're telling me Dean never told Jack anything? Come on, come to your senses, sir. Then comes Arnold talking about, I didn't really say that as a confession. I just said that because of improvising. And I'm like, whatever. Anything that makes you sleep better at night, sir. It just, yeah. Okay, it's the day to announce the actors that will be playing Romeo. The first one is Arnold. Was I surprised? No, because he was the only one that auditioned at the time. And then there is Dean. Yes, Dean got the audition. I mean, he got the play, which, to be honest, we all know what and why and how that happened, which is very unfair in my book. Like, dude, I thought we were doing professional. Why you have to like do this? Okay, now that the announcements has been or the cast have been revealed, somebody's not happy. Rafi, because Rafi thought that he could have gotten in. He thought that he got a shoe in because Jack said he has promising thing and his acting skills are getting great. But to be honest, I think Rafi kind of guessed that Dean was gonna get it, but also hoping that maybe Jack would think professionally and not like relationship wise or personal. Anyways, because Rafi is still not over the fact that he didn't get the role that he wanted in Romeo and Romeo, he's out here swimming, and guess who he spot? Or guess who spotted him? Rome, who is actually the brother of Jack. Anyways, knowing that, Rafi doesn't want to talk to Rome. Rome already knows his problem. He heard that he didn't get the play that he wanted and started teasing him a little bit, but then made a remark about this whole thing. Yeah, Rafi doesn't like you, sir. You can stop. Okay, so let's get to the real problem. So, Rome told Rafi that the reason he's here is because you remember clearly that Rafi promised him to buy him his equipment. Because remember in episode 1, Rafi accidentally threw liquor or some liquid onto his set and he ruined it. So Rafi offers to compensate him. So he told Rafi that he will come and he have to come to purchase those things. Rafi doesn't want to. So Rome said if he race with Rafi in a swimming competition and if he wins, Rafi has to come with him. But if Rafi wins, he has nothing. He still has to come with him. So we're back to Jack. Jack went to a place to watch movie, and just like clockwork, here comes Dean, because Dean seems to be having a tracker on Jack, talking about, oh, he's here to watch the movie too. Apparently, this movie that they're watching is their both Jack's favorite. The movie is called La La Land. I've heard of the movie, did not watch it, did not see the trailer, but the name of it I've heard of. Apparently it's a romantic movie, I'm not sure. But anyways, we're here, and instead Dean decided to buy 2 tickets, one for him and one for Jack. Jack obviously can see in his face he's not even happy to be around Dean, yet you slept with him, huh? Okay, so while they're getting ready for the movie, a person walked in. His name is Ice, and he introduced himself. And because I saw that Jack and Dean were talking, I thought, hey, are you together with this person? And Jack is like, no, he's my friend. Yeah, sure. Anyways, Ice is like, okay, so since you're single, it would be cool if I mingle with you, right? Everything was going great. But jealous Dean doesn't like that. Anyways, he walked off. Jack walked away saying, I'm gonna get you a seat for just two of us. Like, dude, you shouldn't have walked away. The person you left him with is crazy. But you know, Dean, he has to be savage, and he accidentally, quote unquote, accidentally but purposely spilled drinks on this one date that Jack was supposed to have. Like, dude, at this point, I understand you don't want Jack to be with anybody, but at the same time, do you want to clarify that you don't want to be with Jack? Like, make it make sense, Dean. Make it make sense. After purposely eliminating the competition, here comes Dean sitting beside Jack, letting Jack know that your so-called date that you thought you gonna have, yeah, he ain't coming. Indicating to Jack that, yeah, Dean did something. On this point, you can tell Jack is a little bit uncomfortable, but at the same time, he shouldn't be surprised. You realize who Dean is, right? I'm glad that Mix took on this sassy side. I wasn't expecting him to be this good, but here we are. Okay, Arnold and Tua are having a hot pot, and they're talking about the Romeo play and how Arnold is nervous and he doesn't want to mess things up. And Tua is like, you have nothing to worry about. I mean, the only person that you need to worry about is Jack. Is very strict. Other from that, you're good. And also, you need to work on your answering questions, because people might want to ask you how you got your name Arnold, and then they start talking about the history of the fact that Arnold's father, who loves to watch the Terminator, got his name from Arnold Schwarzenegger, and that's how they started talking about the entire situation. And then Dean shows up. Anyways, Dean came, and Tua revealed to Dean that Arnold is very nervous about this kiss scene, which embarrassed Arnold, and Arnold is like, Tua. But then Dean is like, you have nothing to worry about. All you need to do is just focus on the entire thing and you'll be great. See, the thing about it is, I also like when Arnold was like, he doesn't belong in this place or in the house. So he asked if he can, leave and leave Dean and Tua. But Dean is like, nah, I'm actually living in Tua. This is Tua's house. Tua gets to say who stays, who goes. Okay, Rafi and Rome. Remember, Rafi offered, or he needs to compensate Rome for what he did to his setup. So they're looking around. I don't have to ask. These things are expensive. They're looking around, and while looking, Rafi got spotted by a fan of his mother. Let's be honest, I did remember, I told you in my facts and also in my recap that Rafi is the son of an actress, and so of course he's gonna be recognized. Anyways, this fan proceeds to ask for pictures. While she's taking pictures, she also looked at Rafi and said, Rafi, since you're here, you can pick whatever you want and I can give you a big discount. See, here is the thing. Rafi doesn't like to be or be recognized as, oh, you're this and that son. He wants them to know his name. He's actually trying to make an image for himself so people can know his name. No, everyone still knows him as this person's son. But on the other hand, though, it doesn't matter if you're this person's son. I get what you want to do, but like, discount? Take that shit. Let's get the details first. So, while Rafi and Rome is searching for equipment, remember Rafi got the discount from the fan here, which is a good deal. Then Rome is looking at the equipment, but he can't decide, so he asks Rafi to look at the equipment for him. Rafi has no idea about equipment, but then whatever, he was persuaded to do so. He picked a very expensive one, which is a very expensive taste. Rome did the best thing, asked for a permission to test out the equipment, which he's doing. Then we see Rafi going on his phone because he got a text from Jack saying he wants to meet up with him, talk to him about the play and how he handled the situation because it wasn't nice. Rafi, who is very much in love with Jack, wanted to really talk to him because, let's be honest, he doesn't want to be here with the brother. So he gave the woman the card to pay for the equipment that Rome is testing. Bear in mind, Rome did not pick this one. He's just testing it, but he paid for it. Now, this is the part where I am shocked. Rafi left Rome with his credit card or whatever card that he used, saying that he should give it to him. The trust that this boy have just to meet the person that he likes. I don't know what transportation that homeboy used, but even though I know it's part of the editing. But anyways, we're here. And Jack is telling Rafi that he is sorry that he didn't get the part that he wanted, but he also think that the part that he got, which is a supportive role, it's a good one. Plus, he decided that he wants to rearrange the script in the supportive role so he can make it good for Rafi. Even though I thought Rafi would have gotten like a standby role just in case something goes wrong with Dean, but hey, Dean ain't gonna let that happen. But anyways, what I don't like is that even though Jack knows that this boy likes him, is the way he's approaching this boy is gonna make him even like him even more. And that's what Jack is just lacking. He's lacking sense. Confession time. Now, I feel I need to mention this because I forgot to mention this, but when Rafi heard about who got the Romeo, Rafi was initially upset and decided to quit the play. But now that Rafi got a talk with Jack and Jack basically poured out his concerns and wanting him to go into the play, Rafi kind of mistook that confession as like a confession or like something of need, which Jack needs to work on is people skills because that was the failed attempt of getting someone to do what you want him to do. But here we are. Rafi agreed to doing the play because it's Jack. He likes Jack. Of course, he's gonna stay. But Dean, who heard the news of Rafi coming back to the play, is very frustrated and went to Jack. Let's be honest, we're both not thinking straight. Jack is like, dude, the reason I picked you is because of your professionalism and you're good at acting, and everything that I'm doing is professional, and you need to stop putting personal work and on the professional in the same category. I'm doing this professionally, so you should do the same thing too, Dean. And I'm like, so sleeping with him was professional? You gave him the part because you slept with him. Clear as day. That's not professional, that's personal. And just when you think things gonna get crazy, this guy shows up who's basically the music in the background for the play. He's telling Jack that he can't do it because something important comes up, something about his band being something. He can't play, that's all I'm saying. Which is not good because this is what he needs to make the show come alive. And without that person, the show would be a little bit too lame. Sadly, there's nothing can be done because the guy had done made up his mind. So he's not gonna be the music anymore. Now that Music Meister is gone, Dean says he has an idea. Why not use Jack's brother? Jack, who hates his brother, said he doesn't want that because he doesn't like him. But then Dean just said, didn't Jack said we must keep personal and work life separately? And I'm like, the first time I agree with Dean, he's right. He said, you done said that. Keep work and personal life matter out of it. Think professional here. Your brother is good at music, so go with him, regardless if you hate his guts. Okay, so Jack went home after so many times of not being home. When he got there, he greeted his stepfather. Side note, fun fact, Jack and Rome are not blood related brothers, they're stepbrothers. His mother, Jack's mother, married to Rome's father. So they don't share the same mother and they don't share the same father. There's a step. Anyways, Jack does not like the stepfather, nor he likes his stepbrother. We don't know why, but that's another story for another day. When he got home, they told him that Rome is in his room. If you see his room, I was like, this can't be his room. That's a disappointment. Anyways, this is his room. It's not giving a room. It's giving basement vibe or I need my own space type of vibe. It's not giving what I should expect. At least in my mind, it was supposed to be. I mean, you have a fridge over there and you have a counter. It means that it's giving space. On this computer, it says a music whatever must needs their own space or something like that. Whatever, moving on. After Jack meets Rome, Jack told Rome why he's here and what he needs Rome to do. At first, Rome was hesitant, but he decided to go. In my opinion, I feel like the reason why he's going is because one, Rafi is there and Rafi is going to be around Jack, so he wants to be around Rafi. Rafi's gonna play it there, and it makes him closer to be around Rafi. It's plain simple. Jack, he doesn't like this, but he kinda is in a desperate situation, and he needs Rome. And Rome's style of work, he can work with the play. Plus, even though he doesn't like him, Dean got him to listen to Rome's style in music. So when he listened to it, he could tell that that's his type of style that he needs in his play. Finally, in all my 4 years of watching Asian BL drama, this is the first time I've seen someone actually doing cooking, like cutting up meats and stuff like that. Let me rephrase myself. In my 4 years of watching BL drama, this is the first time I have seen people actually cooking. Again, now that we got that out of the way, so I don't want people to come in my comments and like, oh, you sure? Because there's this drama that does a lot of cooking. Me, 4 years for me, not for you, for me. Anyways, this is how I know Arnold really likes Tua. He will pretty much do anything for Tua. Because tell me why Tua was the one that cut in the meat. And he then convinced Arnold to be the one to cut the meat for him. Anyways, while Arnold is cutting that meat, Tua here took out a, what you call it? What you stick on your phone, the cock socket, what? Irks that whatever. He showed Arnold the thing, and on it it's like a Terminator thing, like half robot half human, Arnold Schwarzenegger thing. And then he's like, instead of you telling people where you got your name on, you can just look at this pop socket and tell people that this is how I got my name. Immediately homeboy really likes the gift, because let's be honest, Arnold, he likes everything that Tua gives him. At this point, if he is stuck in the world with Tua, he'll be happy. Anybody else, he'll be so uncomfortable. Get your friend like Arnold who appreciates everything and every little details you've done for that person, because immediately put on the pop socket on his phone. Immediately. Now I think it's safe to tell you why Arnold and Tua are cooking. They're cooking for a party that they are hosting in Tua's place, and here comes Rafi walking in and got shocked of a lifetime to see that Rome is attending to this party, because the party is for, performing arts people, and Rome is not a performing arts person. But then he revealed to Rafi that he got invited because he's a part of the performing arts. He's gonna be the musical person. Okay, so first of all, Curly here, what part of the drama did you get? Because I'm pretty sure you didn't get any parts, or if you did, I don't know which one you get. But anyways, we're all at the party and everyone is shockingly surprised and actually lovey-dovey because, or acting lovey-dovey, because here comes Dean and Jack walking in. But they're like, no, don't get it twisted, we're just acting professional. I'm like, sir, you're not giving the idea of professionalism, especially Dean. Dean ain't giving anything professionalism, but here we are. Okay, besides that, they make Jack make a speech. Jack started congratulating the newcomers, which is Arnold. Arnold stand up, make his speech, happy to be a part of the performing arts. He even thanked Tua because Tua is the one that got him into this. Then he looked at he also thanked his brother, even though he doesn't like his brother. Then he looked at Rafi. This is where things got very crazy. Not too crazy enough to fight, but kind of crazy with eyes that can tear you through your soul crazy. The thing is, Jack complimented Rafi and Dean sees it, and Dean doesn't like that. He's a jealous person, but Jack sees that Dean is jealous. And if Jack is doing the thing that I'm thinking he's doing, then he's secretly a devious, devilish, evilous person. Because if you're doing it just to get on Dean's skin, then I don't like that. I really don't. Even the fact that you know that this boy likes you, you're still persuading, you're still persistent, you're still, what you call that word, giving him the okay. Now, it's been a while since I've given details, but let's talk about it. The no-shoe zone manners. This should be all over the world because it keeps the house kind of clean. Even though you have on socks, white socks, it never occurred to me, but the science is not sciencing, because how you white socks and your socks still end up dirty. I don't know if it's the floorboards or whatever, but anyways, I tried doing that with other houses and it's very not me. But if we've done this from day one, it would have been better. Anyways, after Tua is done talking to Arnold, here comes Dean. Dean noticed how much Tua is noticing how Arnold is. Dean offered to Tua that he needs to find a way to confess or at least try to see if his best friend likes him. So, Dean said in order for that to happen, he would want Tua to get extra drunk. Try on that kiss scene that he wants to be feared so much. See if he can kiss him. If Tua kissed Arnold, if Arnold kissed him back, then he likes him. If he doesn't, that's how it is. But you don't know until you try. I mean, he's not wrong, but he is not right at the same time. I'm just saying. First of all, what kind of cigarette is this? Like, I've seen cigarette. I've never smoked, but I've seen cigarette, and these cigarette that they're smoking is skinny. Anyways, any chance that Rafi can get, as long as Jack is alone, he can go. Honestly, Rafi's not that annoyingly annoying to be around. Dean is, but I feel like if Dean would just step back a little bit, maybe we can see if Rafi is annoying. But Dean's not giving the chance to let me know if we're supposed to be avoiding Rafi or not. Anyways, Rafi used this opportunity to talk, chit chat with Jack, even though Jack, this boy likes you. It's okay to say stop. I don't like you like that. We're just, working together. What's so hard in that? The amount of time you're taking your time and turning down Dean, even though Dean doesn't take no for an answer, don't use the same energy you use on Dean, though. I'm just saying, you can just tell him, dude, I do not like you the way you like me, but we can still work together and be friends. What's so hard in that? And we see Rome sitting at the stairs staring at it one night man, and here comes Dean. Dean looked exactly where he thinks Rome is looking at because, let's be honest, he's keeping his eye on Jack. And he sees Rafi beside Jack and assumed that, of course, Rome is looking at Rafi. Can't be Jack because he knows he hates Jack. He knows that they're both siblings. Anyways, here comes Dean. He's like, so you and Rafi has a thing? And Rome is like, yeah, that's none of your business. Then Dean is like, okay, let's hear this out here. Hear me out. I don't like Rafi. I can hook you guys up so you can stay away from Jack. Now, after Rome agreed with Dean's little hookup thing, he walked off. Dean walked off. Here's what I think about Dean and Jack. I know Jack loves Dean and still does because no one knew about Jack and his brother. No one except for Dean. And I'm not sure if Tua knows or Timmy knows, but Dean knows about the relationship and how they ate each other. So, yeah. If that's not love, I don't know what is. I still need to know how their relationship ended because I see how it started or the midst of the start because I know Jack was the one that broke up with Dean. Anyways, Rafi and Jack are talking. And even though you can tell that Jack is not comfortable around Rafi because Rafi tends to talk and get a little bit too comfortable. But here comes Dean. Dean came to stir things up, not as Boeing stir things up or Boston stir things up, but he came. I honestly glad with the timing for Dean. Sometimes it's in Andy, sometimes it's working good, but the other times Dean just don't know when to stop. Anyways, Dean started talking about how he needs to show Jack something about the poster that he did and it's in his room and stuff like that. Jack said, no, you can bring it out here. And then Dean proceeded to say in front of Rafi that you didn't have a problem that night when we were alone in the room. And I'm like, sir, again, your timing is impeccable. Not the greatest in timing, but it's impeccable. And he's like, oh, Rafi, I didn't know you were here. I'm like, yeah, you didn't. You sure didn't. Okay, so we got into the room. Dean gives Jack the poster. We didn't look at the poster. We don't know what the poster looks like. But yeah, he gives him the poster. But then he proceeds to start teasing Jack sexually. Because apparently every time he wants to get his way with Jack, he uses body. Yeah, because that's working so great. Actually, it is. But, not everything goes his way. Jack did the next best thing. He played Dean's card. He decided to tease Dean using the poster thingy as an object, as a little toy, to tease Dean in his way. And after getting Dean to the height of his tease, of his, that's when Jack just said, nope, not gonna play your game. So he left him out. Yeah, but anyways, I love the way Jack did that. He made sure you know that, hey, not every time I'm thinking about sex, Dean. And then he just left the room with the poster. Smart boy, Jack, smart. Okay, let's talk about Tua and Arnold. So Tua went up to Arnold and he literally thought about what Dean told him, which was getting drunk, which in his case, he said he's tipsy. He got a little drunk, confront Arnold, start talking, and gets to talk about the play and the fear that Arnold said he is fearing, which is kissing someone on stage. He doesn't know this person. So they did tell him he will get used to the person after some workshops, but this is where Tua took the idea from Dean, just to know if Arnold really likes him. So Tua said that if you want to practice the kissing, you can practice with me, which is Arnold's a little bit hesitant, but here comes Tua. He went first and he kissed him. Now here's the deal. Dean said that if Arnold didn't back away and he kissed him back, that's how you know. See, Arnold didn't back away. I saw somebody kiss him back. But then things got awkward because when he stopped kissing, Tua said, how do you feel about this? And Arnold is like, he doesn't know the answer yet. He's going to wait until he's sober enough so he can tell him. I feel like he wants Tua to be sober enough. But Tua is not really happy with that answer because in his drunken mind, he thinks that Arnold just turned him down. And I see why Arnold said he's waiting until he's sober, because when he's sober, that's when he can get the true feelings. Even though when you're drunk, you do show your true feelings. It's just that your mind is not intact and maybe by tomorrow you won't remember anything. But still, damn. Okay, so Rafi decided to leave the party because he's not happy with the outcome. Let's be honest, Dean ruined the vibe for him. And here comes Rome. Rome is like, I see you're leaving the party, but what's happening? He knows what's happening. So Rome did the next best thing to make him feel okay. So Rome said, I can make you feel better. Literally, like, he's like, the way he rubbed his hands, then he put his hands under Rafi's shirt, and then Rafi's like, if we do this again, like, you won't tell anyone. Like, I'm like, dude, who won't tell? It's a private party at this point. Rome is like, I don't like to share my delicious dishes. I'm like, okay, damn, okay, hey, you played it, you eat it. At this point, I am convinced that GMMTV recruits some freaky minds and freaky people, because did you see that part with Santa? I did post it with his tongue. But anyways, you see this particular scene? I'm gearing up for tomorrow to see some YouTube reactors, actually 2 YouTube reactors, to react to this particular scene, because I know when they see this, they're gonna go crazy. Oh, also, we finally get a car scene. In season 1, we got the car scene in episode 3, but we're getting this in episode 2. Guess who's back? Back again. Boston's back. Tell a friend. Anyways, Boston's back, bitches. Honestly, I love this clothes on you, Neo. It fits just right. Anyways, Boston just walked in and he spotted someone that he knows, or at least remembers. The person that Boston spotted was Tua. Yes, Tua and Boston know each other. They go way back. I think I'm missing some other key details. So let me start. So remember when Arnold and Tua were having their hot pot and Arnold started talking about how he's nervous about the play and Tua is mentioning about the kiss scene, and then he started asking Arnold if he ever kissed anyone for the first time or ever kissed overall. Arnold said yes. He kissed someone that was younger than him when he was in high school, I believe. And then Arnold asked Tua about his first kiss. Tua said he started late, like in last year, and the thing is, the first person that he kissed was an asshole. But when he said an asshole, I was like, the only person I could think about is Boston. Turns out the person who invited him was Jack. Now Boston is gonna be their photographer. Remember, Boston is a photographer now, and he came from America with big skills. He's gonna be taking photos of them for the poster of the play. Yeah, Jack calls him American boy. Now you here's the thing. I don't think Dean tells Jack a lot of things because tell me why I noticed that Dean noticed the face of Tua. I think Dean knows the history that Tua and Boston has. The question is, how are we gonna get rid of Boston? Because I do pray that he is not gonna cause trauma and problems and everything in any relationship that's gonna develop. Boston, I'm a little bit scared because I don't know what you're here for, but please, as High School Musical says, stick to the stuff you know. Please don't cause no drama. And if we do see like Mark in this drama, please make him be in a happy ending in a relationship that's great. Because I'm seeing Sand and I'm seeing Ray and I'm seeing Boston. Give me Mark. Also, I saw Pod that's involved in this drama. Now, we did hear like a little bit of rumors that Pod and Papang are appeared. So, if Papang is still in it, let me see Pod and Papang.